G'day, mate. Good, I'm here for the Laser Group.
No problem, sir. Just park your car inside on your right and go to garage 43 for registration.
That's where the big machines are.
It is.
Love it.
Enjoy that.
Thank you, mate. That's me. 3 weeks ago, I spent a day with something I have zero experience or interest in. Racing cars. I was slightly out of my comfort zone, but completely in my element, surrounded by some motivated business owners and marketing. Lots and lots of marketing. I had a great day, and it was all thanks to one person. Hey team, I've been seated. Yeah, I love being seated. You know what I mean, don't you? Like when a listener sends me something either to try out or to experience in the hope that I might talk about them on my show. Well, listener Steve, owner of electrical and plumbing business The Laser Group, it's no small business by the way, has invited me on a race day. So I'm heading to Sandown Racecourse for 2 very fast laps in a Porsche, in a racing car Porsche that the Laser Group sponsors. And this is what fascinates me, because I've always looked at race car sponsorship outside of Formula One, but even then, like big dough, where's the return? How does putting your sticker on a racing car get you more business? So whilst I'm looking forward and quietly shitting myself to a couple of very fast laps in a racing car Porsche, I'm also fascinated to find out how this whole racing car sponsorship shtick works. So I'll head there now and find out. Back shortly.
Well, I said, welcome to a small business marketing show, where successful small business owners share their souls to take your marketing straight to the lead. Now, here's your host, Mr. Timbo Reed.
And welcome back to Australia's #1 marketing show. I'm your host and racer boy, Timbo Reed. You, so much more importantly, you're a motivated business owner and you are ready to crank out some great marketing. And that's exactly what we are going to do around here. We cover all sorts of marketing topics and risking our lives to help you build that beautiful business of yours into the empire it deserves to be. Now, before we strap in for a slightly different episode today, I just want to let you know that we're made possible by 2 wonderful businesses who share the very same wish. One is Cornerstone Business Solutions, an Aussie-owned, family-run outsourcing business based in the Philippines, who can reduce your running costs by up to 90%. And the other is these guys. Support for this show comes from website experts WebCentral. If you've ever tried to get a website designed and developed, you'll know it can be a bit like pulling teeth. Verity Ma, WebCentral's Chief Marketing Officer, agrees.
It's actually very time consuming because it's not just building it and getting it live. If you want to run a successful online business, you have to also manage it, update it regularly with content, optimize it for SEO, probably run some advertising on either search or Facebook. And so that's not what really you want to spend your time doing in your business. You want to be focused on your customers and really converting those leads that you're getting from your website into true sales.
WebCentral, freeing you up to focus on getting that cash register ringing. If you need your website updated, or maybe you just need a website, visit webcentral.com.au/Timbo for some exclusive listener offers. As I said, a big and very different show today. As I mentioned at the top, I was seated by a listener who wants to scare the living daylights out of me by sending me around a racetrack at up to 240 kilometres an hour. But it's not an episode about racing, team. No, there's racing in it, but this is very much an episode focused on marketing, on relationship marketing. Let's pick things up as I arrive trackside. All right, well, I've arrived at my destination, Sandown Racetrack. I'm getting a little bit nervous. Butterflies in the tummy. I can't see any racing cars yet, but I also can't see any signage for the Laser Group. Kind of thinking, where's the marketing play? You know, what are we going to get? Is there going to be lots of signage? Is the big boss going to give a bit of a talk, present us his new products and services? Is he going to... Oh, here's some people. Hang on. They're going to direct me. They are going to direct me. Track circuit entry. Oh, look at that! A big laser group truck! Ah, see? Marketing. It's everywhere. That's probably where they keep the Porsches. Oh, there's 2 trucks. Oh, nice. Big black one. But one with a laser group on it. Garage 43. What was I saying? I'm getting nervous. Yeah, but I'm wondering, product demonstrations. Is it a networking event? Is it just bringing all these key clients and favourite podcasters together for a bit of a bit of fun? That's a good idea for businesses to do that. Anyway, I shall park my car and let's see what happens. So there I was, Mike, in my ever so slightly sweaty hand and a head full of questions, marketing questions. So I thought I should start with head honcho and my host for the day, Steve Keil, of the plumbing and electrical business Laser Group. So what I did, Steve, was on my way here, I started to create a story about what I'm doing and how I've been seeded by one of my listeners.
Okay.
And what I was thinking is like, where is the marketing play here? And you started to tell me just as who did we meet then?
We met Steve Richards. So he's a legend of V8 supercars. He's won Bathurst 4 times.
Right.
He won the 24-hour Bathurst race a few years ago.
Yeah.
And of course his dad's Jim Richards, who's just an absolute legend of V8 supercars.
So you're a racing car nutter, clearly, whereas, I'm going, who are these blokes? He looks important. He's got a racing suit on. So tell me, I walk in, Garage 43, electrical laser, plumbing laser group. You got the signage going.
Yep.
I see the truck. I all of a sudden see the car with a big laser sticker on it.
Yes.
But clearly those things are nice to haves, but that's not your real marketing play here, is it?
No, not really. I mean, it's good for brand awareness, and we get 20-minute race slots on the TV and people get to see the brand, but the reality is our member companies get to buy a share in the car.
So who's like a plumbing group or an electrical group?
So we're a franchise network, but just because of our values, we don't call them franchisees, we call them members because we have a servant leadership model.
Yep.
And our members buy the rights to have a couple of customers sit in the car here at Sandown today and do 240 kilometres an hour around the track.
Oh, hello.
And it's a great way to build relationships with them and leverage some business out of it.
Aha. So that's how it's relationship marketing.
It is relationship marketing 101.
So your members, this franchisee?
Yes, franchisee.
Okay, franchisee buys a share in the car.
Yes.
And that gives them the right to do things like today.
Today, they if they bought a share, that gives them the rights for 2 people to sit in the car and do hot laps with Steve Richards.
Once a year?
We're running 2 hot lap days in Melbourne. We do one in Adelaide, one in Sydney, and
fantastic.
one in Queensland.
Yeah.
So we follow the race meetings around the country and we line them up.
So your branding's almost secondary, like getting all these wonderful stickers and things on the cars and on the driver's suit, secondary, yeah?
It's secondary, but it's important because after the experience, people say, oh yeah, I've seen that laser brand before, so it sticks in the memory, but then when they experience, they understand the wow factor.
Yeah, got it.
And a day out at the racetrack here today is great fun because there's lots of other corporate customers, so they get to network. They get to network with the business owners of our member companies.
Yep.
And they understand that we actually care about people and we want to build a business, but have a bit of fun as well.
Steve, I love it, mate. Thanks for inviting me. It's the start of the day, so I haven't been even sat in a car yet. I don't even know if I'll fit in the car, but I look forward to maybe talking later and giving you my opinion on how it all went.
Well, we'll see if you'll thank me later.
Yeah, exactly right.
And we've got a big shoehorn there, mate. We'll get you in.
Oh, geez, I tell you what, I had a very light breakfast this morning. Thanks, Steve. Don't worry about me. I'm just talking to myself while I do this. I'm recording. I'm doing a little podcast. So I'm sitting here at the desk signing risk warning, disclaimer and indemnity form. You got to laugh at this. I can't read all the copy, but it says if you do not wish to be exposed to such risks, basically don't sign it. Motor vehicles colliding with other motor vehicles, other participants acting dangerously or lacking skills, high levels of noise exposure, acts of violence on the track, and the list goes on. It may result in my death. Oh, okay. Let me just sign that form. And the other one is photo release form. Any photos taken can be used to my detriment. Very good. All right, let's sign those away. All right, so I've signed my life away and had a bit of a quick briefing by Jody, who's going to shortly put me into a fireproof uniform. But I thought I'd describe what I'm in. I'm in basically a 3-car garage, right? There is a racing car simulator. I'll put some photos of all this in the show notes, hey? How about that? There is some signage. Oh, there goes another Porsche. I'm looking at a Laser Group signage board. Steve has got Laser Group shirts. He has got Laser Group. Oh, the old stubby holder. He's got the Laser Group caps. He has got rain jackets. There's some brochures. There's some posters to sign by the fellow. What is the driver's name again? I'm hopeless. I think it's Steve Richards. Honestly, I'm so not a racing guy. And then looking out onto the track, there's a couple of Porsches, one of which is covered in Laser Group logos. So, look, it's a beautiful day. The sun is shining. Nothing can go wrong, can it? Oh, here it comes. Listen to that. Can you still hear me? That is the Laser Group Porsche, and the first passenger for the day is about to hop in it, and I think she's quietly shitting herself. 240 kilometres down the main straight is how fast we go, so it should be a bit of fun. Anyway, I will check in later. I'm about to get into my fireproof uniform, helmet, racing boots. Yeah, have to do a selfie or two, hey? See you shortly. Now, on my way to squeezing into my racing suit, and I got to tell you, I had to squeeze into it, I came across 2 of Steve's employees, Ash and Courtney, and thought it would be a good opportunity to dig a little bit deeper on the value of race car sponsorship. Like, is it really worth it? So, Ash, you're with Laser Group and you're head of member support, yeah?
Yeah, that's right. So, general manager for the support network.
And so you're responsible for getting all 60 members along here today and giving them a bit of a run around in a race car. How do they respond to that?
Yeah, well, they respond really well, not surprisingly. So it's a lot of fun to be out here at a track day, and we get a lot of really great engagement from our members.
So what do you mean by that? Tell me about the engagement.
Well, really for us, it's about an opportunity for them to leverage something that they probably couldn't do as a standalone business. So working with the network as a whole, obviously we can get involved with things like motorsport, and when you split the cost over more than 100 heads, it makes it affordable. And for them to bring their own customers down, or staff, we have some of the staff from the business involved today to really get them in. It creates a good culture and a good feeling in the business.
A bit of fun, really?
Yeah, and a bit of fun. And it's we've even got a new staff member from our office down here today, so they've been in the company for less than a month, and out from behind the reception desk and hopping into a Porsche. So nice. What a great experience.
So Ash, I'm guessing then, as a marketing strategy, these race days, good for, I know you don't call them franchisees, you call them members, but
yeah,
so right. Member attraction and retention?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that a lot of people, when we first looked at the motorsport sponsorship side of things with Steve Richards, is that everyone thought it was the branding on the car going around the track and the TV coverage. But to be honest, that's probably the least part of the value. The greatest part of the value is that intangible of having a customer or a staff member come down here, get an experience that they otherwise wouldn't get in their normal daily life. And it's something that our member businesses will be talking to those customers about for the next couple of years. Every time they catch up, we have guys that get they get a video afterwards of their time in the car.
I'm looking forward to mine.
Yeah, we send that out. So there's usually some good facials. Thankfully, there's not a microphone on them. So yeah, there's audio of the car, but yeah, too loud to hear the passenger. So just to do something like that is very different, and it's something that I suppose a lot of our competitors just don't have access to do this sort of thing. So just a really fun day and a different day in your normal business life.
Good on you, buddy. Well, I'm still excited. but talk to me in a couple of hours' time once I've done my first lap.
You're going to love it.
Now, Courtney,
Yes,
do you work at the Laser Group?
I do. I do. I work for my dad at the moment.
Is that Steve?
Yes.
Oh, how funny. And have you done this before?
I have in the old car that we had 3 or so years ago, so I haven't been in this new one.
And, okay, so how are you feeling about the whole thing?
I'm pumped.
You're pumped, eh? You've done this before. You're a pro, so to speak.
I'm the biggest petrol head you'll ever meet. I love it. I love it.
I picked the wrong person there.
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to get a scared response out of me.
What do you think it does for the Laser Group this kind of day?
I think it's just wonderful. It just gets the brand out there in a totally different way that you're just not going to necessarily get.
Oh, there goes the brand now.
Yeah, it's great. Just the exposure you get, you just can't put a price tag on it. It's
really?
amazing. Yeah.
People talk about it forever and a day.
Yeah.
I want to come on one of those days.
It's one of those things. I think it's a bit out of the ordinary. You don't go, oh, we're just going to go to like a meeting or this or that. It's taking you out to a racetrack to jump in a race car. It's pretty special.
It is, and they're having a meeting anyway. They're probably talking a bit of business and probably, how's those electrical circuits going, all those pipes? Yeah. Or is this your ride, just a ride?
I better run.
Hey, Courtney, have fun.
Thank you.
See ya. You heard the sound of that Porsche as I talked to Courtney. I got to tell you, that put the fear of God into me. I couldn't put it off any longer. It was time to suit up. And right now, all I could think was, geez, I hope my bum doesn't look big in this suit. Okay, so right now, I'm puffed because I'm getting in my suit. And it's a tight fit, let me tell you. Very, very tight. Fireproof suit, not overly becoming of my svelte physique, but I tell you what, the nerves are bloody right up there. Whew, here we go. I'm next in the car, so I'm going to zip this up, put my shoes on, and I'll see you maybe on the other side. Maybe I'll get a chance to talk to you before I leave. Having my photo taken, which is incredibly embarrassing. Let me just suck that in, Steve. Hang on. And I'll be back shortly. Okay, so very shortly you are going to hear my ride arrive. I'm about to hop into this car. Here he comes. Someone's going to hop out with a big smile on their face. I'm going to hop in with an absolute look of terror on my face. Here he is, number 12, Plumbing and Electrical Laser Group. Awesome, he says. Really good. Yeah. Ask me how I'm feeling. Yep. Righto. I'm leaning down. Hello, Steve. Leg in. Mate, those legs are too long for a racing car Porsche.
Slide your backside all the way back.
What's that?
Slide your backside back.
Slide my backside. Back. Yeah. There's plenty happening in that backside right now, let me tell you.
Just as long as you keep it contained, it's all good.
Where's the ventilation system, Steve? Are we all right?
Plenty of air blowing in.
Plenty of air blowing in, plenty of air blowing out, let me tell you. All right. Oh, boy. Getting buckled up here, team. So, I was all buckled in, whispered a couple of Hail Marys to myself, then assumed we would just tootle off out of the pits onto the racetrack. You know, sort of how you would on a Sunday drive. Well, that wasn't the case at all. We took off like a bull at a gate. But before we hear how it went, here's a business that's laser focused on reducing your stress. At least someone is. Support for this show comes from Cornerstone Business Solutions, an Aussie-owned, family-run outsourcing business based in the Philippines, who can reduce your running costs by up to 90%. I asked founder David Warren to share one killer tip that would ensure any business owner's journey into the world of outsourcing was a successful one.
The secret is building a small team. And you don't have to have a big team. 2-people team to get started. And then once you've got a small team on the ground in a structured environment, so that small team helps in regards to HR, payroll, IT. Once you've got that small team on the ground and you learn how to make that team productive, then you've got an ability to scale wherever you want to go.
Cornerstone Business Solutions, where teams mean business. You can book a chat with David today at cornerstonebusinesssolutions.com.au/consultation.
Get on Timbo's mailing list over at smallbusinessbigmarketing.com.
Okay, let's get back to my 2 laps around Sandown Racetrack. Steve, do you mind if I hold the mic as we go, or is that a laugh?
Nah, it's a bit of a laugh. It won't hear much.
Won't happen. Okay, so the recording idea was out. So let me describe to you what it's like to be strapped into a Porsche racing car and sent around a track at up to 240 kilometres an hour. Frightening. Exhilarating, but frightening. It was bloody noisy. The audio you can hear is the actual sounds from inside the car. Much, much louder than I thought. And we were absolutely flying, approaching corners in excess of 100 kilometres an hour, then accelerating out and into the next before you knew it. I felt like saying to my driver, "What's the hurry, mate?" I must say though, I have a newfound respect for racing car drivers. To travel at those speeds in a confined space for an extended period of time, surrounded by other cars that are inches away and desperate to overtake you, that takes guts. Speaking of guts, mine was starting to swirl by lap 2, and if you watch the video of the inside the car, there was a dash cam, which you can find over at smallbusinessbigmarketing.com/318. That smile you see on my face wasn't necessarily from joy. Oh no. It's that same smile of pain that a newborn baby has when it has wind. You with me? Anyway, after watching my life flash before my eyes and having ticked something off my bucket list, I'm back at Garage 43. Oh, okay, I'm back. I am back. That was unreal. Oh my God, the acceleration, the braking, it all happened so quickly. Like I wanted to go on and go, I'm going to become a racing car driver. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be a racing car driver. Man, oh man, I love roller coasters. Like, here's a funny thing. When Sophie, my wife, and I were planning our honeymoon, where do we go? You know, what do we do? And I seriously suggested a roller coaster tour of America. Yeah. Didn't go down real well. We ended up going to Malaysia and lying on a beach. But my point is, I do love a bit of adrenaline, and I have just got an absolute bucket load of it racing through my blood at the moment. The whole marketing thing, hey? There were stickers in there. There was Laser Group on the... I'm wearing Laser Group now. I'll take a selfie of that. But put aside all that. That's secondary. Absolute secondary, tertiary. What's really important is these guys are having an absolute ball on behalf of Laser Group. The franchisee, some of the staff, some of the clients of the franchisees, the sparkies and the plumbers, they're loving it. And they're going to talk about this forever. And they're going to want to be a part of the Laser Group. So it now makes sense, hey? Bit of corporate hospitality, hey? Everyone thinks it's just, sipping beer and eating a snag. There's some snags being cooked at the moment, actually, with a bloke in a Laser Group jacket. Anyway, I'm rattling now. It's the adrenaline. Take a breath, Timbo. Take a breath. Okay, signing off. I'll go and I don't know what I'm going to do now. Life's over. It's just, what else can I do? Bungee? That was unreal. Unreal. I'll go and find a client or two, see what they reckon. Not easy to get your breath after you've done something like that, let me tell you. Now, as you heard Steve mentioned earlier, this entire day was designed to help strengthen relationships with Laser Group's members, his precious clients. I'd call that relationship marketing. So let's find out what some of those precious clients thought of Steve's efforts.
Phil Craig from Laser Plumbing, Vermont.
Right, so you are a member of the Laser Group.
Correct.
And you've bought 5 shares in this year after year after year, correct?
Yeah, we've been involved at the highest level for the whole journey.
What are you thinking?
I had no interest in motorsport when we got involved, but just saw it as a really good tool at the start to reward old clients, existing clients.
Like over 60-year-olds? Or
those who spend over whatever.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So, because as a small business, we never really had that opportunity to be able to do that. You can buy a ticket to the footy or whatever, but this was something that was a bit different, a bit unique. So
yeah.
We can put them in a car for a hot lap. We can take them from some driver training days up at Mount Cotton. We can get inside the pits at certain events and that sort of stuff. Access to things we never really had as a small business.
As Steve said, bucket list stuff.
Yeah.
And, what are you seeing then in your clients? Are clients lining up going, Phil, pick me?
There's a little bit of that for those who know, and like motorsport, but then those who don't.
I don't think you even need to.
No. So the guys we got here today have no interest at all, but once they get around it and get involved, they're really excited about it. So it's worked really well.
So they become. Is it just I talked earlier about attraction and retention of clients. Is that kind of what it's all about?
Well, everyone's looking for that new, unique difference these days, and for us, I think it's an opportunity to build a relationship while we spend time with them today and in the lead up, and we've got something to talk about outside of work. once we catch up with them afterwards as well.
Yeah.
And so we'll get some footage of them in the car today. We can follow them up in a couple of weeks with that, relive the moment. But, we were joking there for a while, and people walk away from the hot laps and the fax starts ringing off its dial,
The fax? What's a fax?
Well, it used to be a fax, but there's work orders coming through left, right and centre,
Really?
Yeah.
You see that?
Yeah,
well, that's interesting. Direct, straight line result. Do some hot laps, next week, in come the orders.
Yeah.
Hey, I love that. That's paying
good.
for itself.
Absolutely.
Any funny stories you've been doing for a while now? Anything in particular kind of comes to mind? Any kind of...
We had one elderly lady who we put in the car, and because we got the vision, we watched the vision back with her later on, and we said, "What are you saying as you're going around?" Because her mouth was going flat out.
Hail Mary?
Yeah, she was praying the whole way around. and our very first, we had an older guy who's very well off in the car, and he had no idea who Steve Richards was or any of that.
Me
he got in the car, and we got out and he goes, it was a bit rough. I thought I'd have a far better driver than that. A bit of experience driving.
I love it, mate. It's good on you. Thanks for sharing, and I wish you all the best. You're doing a lap today?
Yeah, yes. It'll be good fun.
You excited, or are you kind of,
I've done it before. But
walk in the park?
Absolutely.
Hey?
It'd be good fun.
Drive in the country?
Love to be in the driver's seat. That'd be nice.
Good on you, Phil. I love a good story. Now, I then found Adam, one of Steve's younger clients, a Gen Wire, in fact. Generally a cynical bunch. Here's what Adam had to say.
Oh, it's fantastic. I've never been in anything sort of even close to that. Probably a terrible
wipe the grin off
go-kart.
your face,
But just the chicanes and everything, how fast it goes is incredible.
So you'll get back to the office or wherever you go tomorrow and write, a couple of $100,000 worth of business for the Laser Group as a result?
Yeah, definitely. Bring me more and we'll just keep sending it
I was being facetious, but it obviously positions these guys very positively in your mind.
Yeah, they're great. They help us out with a lot of stuff. Even across Australia, Paul Hardy's great with anything we sort of need help with.
Yeah, right. So a day like this is just a bonus, hey?
Yeah, just good to help relationships and take it on from there, I guess.
Do any of your other, suppliers do things like this?
Not even close so far. So
interesting.
Bottle of wine, but
not the old bottle of wine.
Got in a race car. So.
Mate, that bottle of wine, that was dead 70 years ago, hey?
Yeah.
It's a good idea, hey? So you'd probably encourage other suppliers to get on board.
Oh, definitely. It's a great experience.
You'll never be at the office.
Yeah. Hopefully more people do it.
Good on you, Adam. Thanks, buddy.
Thanks, mate.
So this whole sponsoring a race car idea is starting to make a bit more sense. The penny is starting to drop. What about you? You getting it? Before I went back to Laser Group's head honcho Steve Keil to get him to wrap some numbers around what this marketing play costs and to explain the ROI he's getting, I tracked down my driver, Steve Richards, who turns out to be quite a big deal.
I don't know how to put this, but I'm kind of a big deal.
Really?
People know me.
Well, I'm very happy for you.
I'm very important. I have many leather-bound books, and my apartment smells of rich mahogany.
I gotta love an Anchorman reference every now and then. But between Steve and his old man Jim Richards, they're the most celebrated father-son racing car drivers in Australia, having won 11 Bathursts between them. A car's going to come through while we're talking, or is it just the Lambo that's...
Possibly.
Oh, well, that's life. So, Steve, welcome. Steve Richards, isn't it?
Yeah,
I don't know a racing car driver from a tennis player, so you'll have to excuse my ignorance.
No problem. No problem at all.
So this is your car, this beautiful Porsche. This is your business, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
I don't often talk to someone who, what's their business? Oh, I'm a racing car driver. So how do you, tell me about the business, the partnership between you and Laser Group.
Yeah, sure. So obviously race cars need money to run. They're not cheap things to run. But what we try and do is, or what we do is essentially it's a sponsorship, but it's an engagement program, and we get we get everyone involved in terms of the stakeholding in the business. What we can provide with the assets that we have are hot lap ride experiences, amongst other things. And then there's also the branding that you get from television. And I suppose I've been around for a little bit of time and got some runs on the board.
Done a few laps?
Yeah, done a few laps. So, results is one thing, but it's more about, the way my business operates is it's providing money can't buy experiences for the business that's on our car to engage its customers, and that's what we try and basically
Because
provide.
what's really interesting, and even coming here today, thinking about the marketing angle for Laser Group, because I always looked at Formula One cars and gone, well, it'd be good to have your logo there, but that would cost gazillions of dollars, and for what outcome? A bit of brand awareness. But when you dig deeper and you see these days and you see the interaction, it's amazing.
Yeah, well, that's what we try, and what we really try and do with the individual member businesses is we're their race car and we're their race team and Ironman ambassador for their business. So it's essentially built around, the TV branding is one thing. We're a national championship. We race in pretty well all states, and even this year we race in Darwin. So everywhere we go, we can get that exposure, and at those local events, we can then engage the members to get involved with what we're doing and get some benefit from
Now,
that.
you've got a beautiful car here. It's a Porsche. Do you kind of, before all the sponsor logos go on it, do you kind of say a little prayer and hope that they're good logos and they're not kind of just like, crook old logos?
We only get involved with quality people.
Quality people. Well, mate, I see you got Tag Heuer on the mirror.
They're a series sponsor. So as a category of motor racing, the series has sponsors, and we're obliged to carry their logos on the car. So but we do our own thing, obviously, with the Laser Group. They get the image of the car is Laser Plumbing and Electrical.
Mate, what do you love about what you do?
I love the driving side of it, but also love engaging with the people that are involved. Yeah,
because there's a lot of drivers that would kind of go, "Oh, geez, I've got to hang out with the sponsors now."
Well,
but you like that?
I like that, but this is my business. This is what I'm set up to do. In some of the other categories, you're a driver and you're employed to drive the car. You don't have any other aspect of the business other than to sit in the car and drive it. So, we're pretty lucky we're very lucky to have a great car, but also some quality brands involved with what we do, and we do whatever we possibly can for them to get the major benefit out of their association with us, and whether that's on the track results or whether that's getting involved in their businesses, whether that's putting on an appearance and trying to drag some people along and get involved with their local charities that they're fundraising for. That's what it's all about. We're providing an extra tool for them to get the benefit out of it.
Mate, love your work, Steve, and thanks for scaring the pants off me earlier today. Thanks, buddy.
You're the model passenger, Tim.
Model passenger. I've been called worse. What a lovely fellow. Very unassuming, given his celebrity status in the world of motor racing. Now let's go and find Steve Keil. I'm keen to get him to wrap some numbers around the business of race car sponsorship. Steve, firstly, thank you for allowing me to do 2 hot laps with Steve Richards in a Porsche at 200 and how fast? 40 kilometres an hour.
I think you're doing about 245.
Yeah, I thought it was about 8. I thought we were going about 800 kilometres at some point in time, but you reckon it's 245? I'll take that.
Yeah, around the corner, maybe 100.
I get it now. I get why you do this. The penny's dropped.
Yes.
Wrap some numbers around what this costs.
Okay.
You and the members.
Right. To sponsor a car like this, you wouldn't get much change out of about $250,000, about 250K. But we've got 135 businesses around the country, and they all a lot of them invest at different levels. So entry level is they spend $300 a month spread over 12 months, so $3,600 a year, and they get to bring 2 customers, or it might be a staff incentive. They might bring a staff member along to have a hot lap like you just experienced.
Yeah.
And then we've got different programs spread up.
Still laughing about it. If I break out into just uncontrollable laughter, it's just the adrenaline. Sorry, keep going.
I'm just looking forward to see the video.
So am I.
Up to the biggest program is members might take 5 shares, so that works out at it's probably about $1,000 to $1,500 a month, and they get a whole heap of extra benefits, including the opportunity to actually have a Porsche for the weekend, the opportunity to spend themselves or send a customer up to the Porsche Sports Driving School in Brisbane, and there's a whole heap of other benefits. But my perspective is it enables us to take it for the brand building and get it around the racetrack, and customers get to see our brand. At the same time, we get this customer experience, which is really aspirational. It's a bucket list thing.
It is, absolutely, exactly right. And what a great criteria for choosing client entertainment, because how many people do the boxes at the footy and take people to the tennis, which is fun, no doubt.
Exactly.
But it's not really bucket list, is it?
Correct. And look, for us, because we're national, we found this cut across, whether it's AFL versus rugby and all the rest of it, and it got everyone engaged. And we like Porsche because our brand's a quality brand. We're putting it on a quality brand.
Yeah, good on you. Tell me, there is a number of your members that auction these off. So they buy these packages and then auction them off for charity. How does that work?
Yeah, absolutely. We have a big social responsibility space. So quite often they will, one of their hot laps, they'll use that. We had someone here today who bought a hot lap. I think they paid $2,500. So, but they were willing to do that because the money was going to Beyond Blue.
Okay, speaking of all things sponsorship, as I drive away back in my own car, here's my top 3 attention grabbers, thanks to the good folk at webcentral.com.au/Timbo, who can design you a website that gets results, and cornerstonebusinesssolutions.com.au, who can reduce your running costs by up to 90% by outsourcing those tasks you just don't want to do. Well, boy oh boy, I'm still out of breath. There you go, team. I am just driving out of Sandown Racetrack. And what a day. Like, not only is the sun shining, it's a glorious near winter's day, but that experience was something else. Good people. Steve from Laser Group, great fellow. Thank you, Steve. I know you're listening. Long-time listener. Love all your support, buddy. Thank you for allowing me to tick that one off the bucket list. Steve Richards, driver. Thanks for scaring the pants off me, mate. That was amazing. Those guys work very, very, very hard. The clients, the members, the staff of Laser Group, good job. As a marketing play, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. Corporate hospitality's been one of those funny ones. Having grown up in a large advertising agency, you know, it was always just it was a long lunch, you know. Well, we went off to the footy. And I didn't see the benefit in it, but seeing those guys with the smiles on their faces, having a ball, having a free sausage, can of Coke, a cup of coffee, and 2 hot laps in a Porsche racing car on behalf of the Laser Group, well, that's got to be good for business, hey? So 40 kilometres an hour, it says, as I drive out of Sandown. 40 kilometres, I want to go 400! A racing car driver, after all. Don't they know who I am? Anyway, I better go and do some work now. Thanks, love being seated. If you want to seed me, go ahead. P.O. Box 989, Mount Eliza, 3930, tim@timreed.com.au. Love being seated. And don't forget, seeding is a very, very good marketing strategy. Getting your brand into the right hands of people who are going to talk about it is good. It's a good idea. Well, there you go, team. I told you it'd be a different kind of episode. If you want to laugh, then be sure to go and check out the dashcam video of me inside the Porsche over at smallbusinessbigmarketing.com/318. It is a laugh. You know, I really enjoyed pulling this episode together. Probably the most fun I've had producing one in quite some time. So a big thanks to Jay Mueller at Bad Producer Productions for his help. Love your work, brother. Plenty of marketing gold coming your way in the weeks ahead. Next episode, I amble down a highway outside of Manila, chatting with a few motivated business owners who joined me on my 2nd annual Create Freedom Through Outsourcing tour. Don't miss that one. It was an absolute ripper. Be sure to check out cornerstonebusinesssolutions.com.au if the idea of drastically reducing your running costs makes you go, hell yeah! Then Cornerstone is for you. And webcentral.com.au/Timbo, who can design you not just a beautiful looking website, but also one that gets results. Yes, you can have both. Until next week, I'm Timbo Reid. Thanks for listening to the Small Business Big Marketing Show. May your marketing be the best marketing. Bye for now.